Everyone, and welcome to the OMindfulness online guided meditation. Thank you for being here. We're here to support each other in our formal mindfulness practice. Mindfulness is about being in the present moment and being here kindly. Today I'm going to share a few words about listening. And so while we meditate, I encourage you to notice how it is to listen to yourself. Listening as a metaphor for really paying attention. And can we pay attention kindly? And when the judgments come in, can we just notice that there's a judgment and set it aside and then allow things to be as they are? We're going to do 10 minutes of mindfulness of the breath together. And it's helpful to sit in a dignified posture, kind of noble but not rigid, and to really reflect on how is it to be really kind and gentle. How does that feel? Is there a little voice that says, oh, I'm going to get this right? Are we attached to a certain state of being, or are we really allowing our experience to be as it is, without a goal, without a judgment, without a little voice that says, could do better, or it should be different? So when we're ready, closing our eyes for 10 minutes, mindfulness of the breath. Coming into the moment through the physical sensations of sitting. How does it feel to be supported from underneath? And can we allow our weight to be supported? Can we be with these physical feelings of sitting? Taking our attention into the lower part of the body, noticing how the legs feel. And what are the feelings in the feet? Maybe we can feel our sock, the air, a shoe. So by connecting with the body through our senses, we come into the moment, and we're in a place where we identify with our senses more than our thoughts. So when the thoughts come, we might not engage with them. Just notice there's a thought. I don't have to jump on board or follow it through. Letting the thought go or letting it be there, and coming back to the physical sensations of sitting. Noticing how that feels and allowing it to be that way, including the parts that you can't feel or where there's no physical sensation. And we might find that we feel as though we have arrived, in a sense, connected with ourselves, come home to the body, even just a little bit. And from here we can usher our attention to the breath, feeling the air passing, the expanding and contracting, the filling and emptying. Maybe our abdomen is moving against our waistband. Maybe our skin of the chest and back is moving against our clothes. Maybe there's an ever so slight rising and falling in the shoulders. How do we know we're breathing? What are the physical signs in the body of the breath coming and going? And here we are in the position of the witness, observing these physical sensations, just feeling them really. Feeling the breath rather than thinking about it. And following each breath as closely as we can. Aware of the thoughts that come. Noticing whatever happens with warmth and kindness. Being with our own experience and allowing it to be that way. Setting aside ideas of how it could be different or better or other. Giving ourselves the gift of living what is there. Being in the moment, the way it is. And just a few more breaths in mindful awareness, maintaining this warm, compassionate regard. Connecting with the body and thus with the moment in a really kindly way. And when we're ready, opening our eyes. And being aware of that transition too. Might like a yawn or a stretch. I'm afraid it's a bit dark today. I'm in front of the window, but the sun's behind a tree. So listening, as we meditate, we listen metaphorically to ourselves. And by doing that, we're picking up the signals from the body. We're noticing how the body feels. We're noticing how the emotions are manifested in physical sensations. We might notice the thoughts that come and how the thoughts affect the emotions and the body, and how all these elements interact to give us our experience of now. And if we're paying attention mindfully, then we will notice what's going on, and we will notice from the position of the observer whether we can intervene in a wise and helpful way. So being able to observe what's going on, it takes some practice, and it takes a little distance that we achieve, and we practice this through mindfulness meditation. So this whole process of being in touch with our present moment experience involves a certain kind of listening to ourselves. And that enables us to actually listen more carefully and more attentively to others. And there was somebody on one of my courses who was interested to improve his experience of negotiation in business. And he found that the more he meditated, the more he was able to listen at a meeting, and the more then other people started listening to him. And so it improved the flow of communication, and people were able to think more clearly, and there was a greater sense of ease and flow. And on another level, the paying attention to ourselves with acceptance and a positive regard is very healing. The science shows that when young people are traumatized, the connection between the left and right hemispheres of the brain can be interrupted. And this connection can be reformed later in life if we find ourselves in front of somebody who is listening with a positive regard. So this might be a caring, skillful therapist who is really paying attention, really hearing us, and we find that the brain reconnects the two different halves. And you may well have noticed how having that kind of attention from somebody, a friend, a therapist, makes you feel as though you're integrated, as though you're put back together. And I hold the opinion that when we listen to ourselves in that way, when we're attentive, when we're non-judgmental, when we're really in touch with what we're feeling, when we have empathy for ourselves, that we also experience this same coming together, this reintegration. And it's a wonderful gift that we can give to ourselves. And on a daily basis, this is very healing. By doing it regularly, 10 minutes, 20 minutes every day, we create so many positive changes in the body and the psyche that it's really worth the effort and the time that it requires. So when we listen to ourselves, we find a greater sense of integration. And when we listen to others, we can give them that same gift. And really, it all starts with paying attention to ourselves in a kindly way and practicing really being there. So we're in our bodies actually more than we're in our heads. When we're in our bodies, we're more present. We're not as caught up in the thoughts, and we're able to view things from a safe and wise distance. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you again for another meditation very soon. Keep up the regular practice. Bye-bye for now.